Okay, first things first. No, it's not hanging on any wires. Just one, and it's connected to my laptop. So, yeah, it's just hanging on the arm because it's Friday the 13th, Jason's birthday. So I'm gonna review my favorite entry, Jason X. I just finished watching it, rewatching it, as I do on almost every Friday the 13th. That's why the hat, which says Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah, I do like this hat, but I always have you can see too much hair to wear it. See, one thing I don't like about it though, the inside of it has the title of one of my least favorite Jason movies. I never liked Jason Lives. People love it. I don't get it. Or that whole trilogy. Anyway, Jason X, aka Jason Goes to Space, also known as Jason Takes the Andromeda, because two cast members show up and they switch roles. If you're a fan of Andromeda, you know. So yeah, this is one of those in space movies. Jason, Pinhead, Leprechaun, Dracula, even at the same time. Power Rangers, all of went to space. So yeah, basically it just opens, like continuity is not really strong in this franchise. Just opens, Jason's locked up somewhere, and he breaks out. And there's a David Cronenberg cameo. That's cool. And you see the final girl, Lexa Doy, who plays Rowan, or as I call her, Andromeda, because he played Andromeda on Andromeda. So yeah, they're both frozen. A bunch of years later, they're thawed out and brought back. And of course, they pay for bringing back Jason. Now, we all know about the ice kill. That's a pretty good one. It's a really good one. It's not my favorite. It's a lot of people's favorite. It's up there for me, but it's not my favorite. No. My favorite one is towards the end where Janessa, who's like my favorite human character, who's not Rowan, like easily, because he's like the funniest character to me. And I, for the most part, like everything she does. Like, except for sleeping with the professor to get a better grade. Like, do the damn work. But aside from that, no, I'm not shaming. I just do the work, man. But yeah, and towards the end, she's being sucked. Like, there's Jason punched a hole in the ship, and it's acting like a vacuum because they're in space. Everything's being like sucked out, and she says my favorite line: "This sucks on so many levels," and it does. She's being sucked out the hole. Their situation's terrible. This is Jason X. I love that line. I love that it's just a marriage between sci-fi and horror, my two favorite genres. I love that it doesn't take itself too seriously, although there's like one scene where I'm like, is that supposed to be fan service? And that was the beanbag kill, Jason's infamous beanbag kill, which I do love in almost every other depiction, but this one is just two random Kepler girls who proposition Jason, which always throws me, and then they get in the beanbag, and then he just murders them both, one with the other in the beanbag. And they're giggling the whole time. I get that they weren't even trying with this one. That this was possibly one to hold the fan over till Freddy vs. Jason came out. Like, I remember, okay? This was the final one to feature Kane Hodder. And, yeah, I remember all that, yeah. I was in middle school at the time. And, look, movie's not good, but it's so fun. Especially if you're a fan of sci-fi. It really is. Of all the in-space movies, this is like the best one. Of all the properties that went to space, it's like second best behind the Power Rangers. Okay? It could have been a lot worse. What else do I have to say about Jason X? My favorite entry, Uber Jason. He was supposed to be a surprise for the fans, but again, I was there and he was in the trailer. So yes, I'm surprised. And he set up like Excuse me. I just ate. And he's set up like that too. He walks out, the smoke, the music, which I love. I love the music in this movie. It is perfect. Love the sound design too, I realized. Like when Jason's walking, one foot sounds metallic, the other doesn't. That's a great detail. I just love look of Uber Jason, and it occurs to me Freddy from New Nightmare. That version is called, when that demon is called Uber Freddy, so because that's not really technically Freddy, but yeah, so they both have an Uber form and they fight each other. I think that's interesting. But yeah, no, I like how even his machete gets upgraded. Like that's interesting. I mean, not too much else I can talk about that you probably haven't heard before. I mean, it's fun every time for me. It really is. Like when he's about to murder the professor, and then he just takes his machete because he's been walking around with a different one. He gets his original one. He's like, he just wanted his machete. It's cool. And then no, he murders him because obviously, the video game kill, I love but don't love. And I'm a gamer myself, and I get it. As part of them, the camp. I love camp, obviously, but I don't know the gamer kill. The comedy is great, but I don't know. Like I don't know. But yeah, the black dude, or there are two black dudes this time. Neither one survived, but one puts up a decent fight against Jason. So much so he fights him twice. And in the ending, which I always thought was him falling down in Crystal Lake and setting up Freddy and Jason, probably not. Probably not. But yeah. You know, I always get tricked or confused. Or I always trick myself because I do this. I always forget this when I watch the movie. The very end with the camper dude and his girl. You know, I always look at her and I'm like, whoa, she's built. Who is that? And I look her up and then I get sad because she's no longer with us. You know, so yeah. What more can I say about Jason X? I mean, I like Jason in this. At least Kane Hodder, obviously. And, Lisa Ryder, the android. Like I said, two cast members from Andromeda are in this. That's Lexa Doig, who I said before, Andromeda, and Lisa Ryder, who was Becca Valentine. Now, on Andromeda, Becca Valentine was the badass human fighting woman who could change the color of her hair and the whole hairstyle. And Lexa Doig was the android, the badass android, who would sometimes fight the enemies and stuff. So Lexa Doig, as Andromeda, had attitude, which I dig, which I believe I spoke about before. Lisa Ryder in Jason X, her android is more, I don't want to say comical, maybe campy. Like when she's fighting Jason, she holds the gun gangster style. I suppose she's an android, so it wouldn't affect her if it malfunctions or whatever. But yeah, like Lisa Ryder's always had that charisma. Like if you watch behind the scenes of really Jason X or Andromeda, you see a lot of it. That makes her just a even better actress, I think. And Lexa Doig as Rowan, I mean, I don't hate her. She's not at all my least favorite final girl in this franchise. Not even close. She's my favorite? Not quite. Almost. Yeah. And I just love the connection there between this and Andromeda. If you have the DVD box set like I do, you might have seen it before in older videos. Actually, you have seen it in the older videos. Like, if you watch the behind the scenes, the commentaries, everything, they both talk about how they went to film Jason X and they wanted to switch on roles. And Lisa Ryder tells a story about how she wanted to be, she wanted long red hair and everything. When she came back to Andromeda, and when she went back, somebody else had long red hair. She was like, oh, yeah. Also, the ship looks great. I like the set design as well. Like the interior and the exterior. I always like again, I like sci-fi, so I love seeing that kind of stuff. I really do. Again, aside from Janessa though, I don't care too much about the human characters. I mean, Rowan, yeah, but that's about it. Maybe the nerd dude who built the robot. Oh, and he has a relationship, I guess, with the robot. Yeah, with the robot android, because they kiss at one point. Okay. I mean, Andromeda. There was briefly like her and Dylan, like ever so briefly. So okay. I mean, but not really. But like, I don't dislike him. I guess the nerd dude. But the only human character I really like is Janessa. I mean, like her and Rowan, but really Janessa. He's most of the good comedy in this movie. Okay, she has all like the good lines and everything. And I love the outfits she wears. Of all her outfits, or hers with the all the way down to her chest. Yeah. I think that's all I have for Jason X. Uh, Thank you for watching.